What is going on, everybody, and welcome to a brand new video on the channel. My name is Sean, aka Elite, and guys, you see it on your screen already. Messi is officially leaving Barcelona. There's a 0% chance that he extends his contract at this point at Barcelona, which means he's going somewhere else. Where he's going isn't confirmed, but I believe that PSG are at that top of the list in terms of likelihood on where he ends up. PSG obviously have the money to pay his wages. They're getting him on a free. And he's obviously got friends with Neymar over there at PSG. He's been hanging out with PSG players in the past couple of weeks. I really don't see him going anywhere else, but if he did, it would probably be Manchester City. From there on, I don't know where else he could go. If you think he's going somewhere else, let me know down in the comments. Nonetheless, we're already knowing that Messi is going to be the highest rated player in FIFA 22. That's confirmed. His rating exactly is not confirmed. I could see him being either a 93 or a 94. I don't think he gets downgraded to a 92 after this season. He's in the running for Ballon d'Or with Lewandowski, so I definitely don't see him getting a downgrade, but getting an upgrade this late in his career is also unlikely, so most likely he's 93 and just nobody else is 93 in FIFA 22. So that's what I'm expecting his card to look like in FIFA 22. With that PSG badge, you're gonna see a lot of trolls with the Di Maria. I mean, you already saw right-wing Argentina, but imagine seeing right-wing Argentina PSG, and then it's still not being Messi. I mean, that is got to be the biggest troll that we'll ever see in a FIFA pack opening. So that's something to look forward to in FIFA 22. Next up, we've got Arnautovic coming back from China, and now he's going to Bologna, I believe is how you pronounce it. Bologna is how it's spelled. Anyways, he's probably going to get a -1 downgrade to 81 rating. He's actually going to be a decent starter card, but I wish his pace was a little more. He does have good physicality. He does have good shooting. He's got all right dribbling. He's got all right passing. He's a well-rounded card. It's definitely a card that if he got an inform or two would be really, really good. Danny Ings is going to Aston Villa from Southampton. He's been on fire the last 2 years in Premier League. He's really carried Southampton in terms of goal scoring. He's been their guy. Now, FIFA and career mode have him listed as an 82 rated, but don't be surprised if you see him at 83. I think he deserves it. He's definitely been balling in the last 2 years, and his card, unfortunately, you're not going to expect much from pace. His shooting's going to be 85, dribbling 80, just an average card all around. Definitely not going to be a card you see in many teams, though. One of the biggest upgrades that we've seen in the first 2 episodes has got to be this one. Andre Silva going from 79 rated to 84 rated. He's also moving from Frankfurt to RB Leipzig. His card still isn't going to look great, unfortunately. I mean, this is what it is in career mode. They have him listed as an 84 rated, but his card really isn't that good in terms of stats. He's going to be at RB Leipzig, so he'll have a couple better links than he did at Frankfurt, but realistically, you're just going to be only using him for that Portuguese link into hybrid leagues, possibly a good card for squad building challenges, but again, not a very good card for the game. Next up, we've got Eric Lamela, who's on a swap deal from Tottenham going to Sevilla. I don't think his card is going to change much. His card's going to look pretty similar to what it was in FIFA 21, just with a different league. Next up, we've got Ben White, which was surprisingly one of the biggest transfers of the summer, at least in terms of his price tag. About £50 million for this center back going from Brighton to Arsenal. I don't know if that's worth it. Arsenal obviously do need the help in the back. He's a young player. He's got a lot of room to develop. But you're not going to expect to see a very good card from him in FIFA 22. In fact, I actually boosted him higher than what EA currently have him. Now, don't be surprised if EA do boost him a little late in the cycle, right before they drop the ratings for FIFA 22. And I think that Ben White definitely deserves a higher rated card than he has currently. I would say probably a 79 or an 80 would be fair, but they currently have him listed actually at a 76. So I decided to go ahead and throw a +1 on him, give him a 77 because I feel like 76 was a little bit harsh. He did have a 75 in FIFA 21, so it is an upgrade nonetheless. Got another Aston Villa transfer here, and this one is Leon Bailey coming from Bayer Leverkusen in Bundesliga. He's going to have an 81 rated card with some pretty solid stats to go along with it. As a starter card especially, everybody looks for that pace early, along with that 84 dribbling and 4-star skill moves. He's going to be a hot commodity going to the Premier League and starter squads. Now, He's got 77 shooting, so he can hold his own in front of goal, but don't expect anything crazy. He's going to be very similar to what I would say Rafinha was at the beginning of FIFA 21. It was a card that was used in a lot of starter squads. You linked him up pretty well. He was 81 rated. Although he was Brazilian, which gets a lot better links than Jamaica, it's pretty similar in terms of how we're going to see this card fluctuate in price and be used throughout the year. You saw how after the first month, Rafinha kind of faded away, wasn't relevant anymore. You could probably say the same for Leon Bailey here. England definitely have the money, and that's why they're picking up most of the transfers. And here we go, another one. Tottenham Hotspur picking up Romero. I know Barcelona were trying to pick up Romero, but Tottenham beat them to it. And Romero's card isn't going to be too great, but I could definitely see this card being a winter upgraded card because I do expect him to start for Tottenham, especially with Alderweireld leaving Tottenham to go to, I'm not sure exactly what the club is. I think it's Al Duhal. I'm not sure what country that is actually in or if it's even in FIFA, but I digress. He's leaving Tottenham, which is going to open up space for Romero to get a starting spot. I think that this guy is actually an absolute baller, and I think he's going to get several more upgrades in the coming years. Next up, we've got Romero Lukaku. I think he's going to get an upgrade from 85 to 87, although right now in SoFIFA, he's listed as an 86. But you can't really argue with the fact that he's been a top 5 striker in the world this year, possibly top 3, and he definitely deserves the upgrade. You're going to see great stats with him in shooting and physicality. That's kind of what he's known for, and he's really pushing for a transfer back to Chelsea, where I guess he didn't start his career, but was the beginning of his journey in the Premier League. Then he hopped around on some loans before ending up at Everton, then Manchester United before going to Inter Milan. And now he's pushing to go back to Chelsea on a very, very expensive deal. And I would honestly like to see that happen because I feel like he really didn't perform well for Manchester United, and I think a lot of that was just because Manchester United was kind of a mess when he was there. But he killed it for Everton, and he was very, very good in the Prem for them. So I would like to see him go to Chelsea and see if he can perform well there this time around. And I think Chelsea are probably kicking themselves after letting him go for so cheap a few years back and now having to spend $100 million to get him back. We've seen that a couple times from Chelsea, actually. But that's what I expect his card to look like in FIFA 22. Finally, we've got Jack Grealish going from Aston Villa to Manchester City. I mean, this is how Aston Villa have been able to afford the 2 previous players that we had in this episode. Jack Grealish going up to either an 83 or an 84. I cannot see him being any other rating other than an 83 or an 84. And really what plagues the Manchester United wingers here is the fact that they always don't have the pace other than Raheem Sterling. He's an outlier. But Bernardo Silva, Mahrez, Jack Grealish, Ferran Torres, I mean, they all are just slow wingers. And when you're playing FIFA, you want the quick wingers. Every single FIFA has the meta where pacey wingers are needed. And Jack Grealish, if he's going to be a left wing, which he most likely is, at 80 pace, it's just not going to cut it. You're not going to see him in too many squads. Now, if this card was a center attacking mid, you could see probably a lot more people using it. But at left wing, I just don't see this card being anything but SBC fodder. Thank you guys so much for watching part 2. If you haven't seen part 1, go ahead and check that out. It was the most recent. Thank you guys so much for watching part 2 of the FIFA 22 transfer series. If you haven't seen part 1, make sure to go check that out. And you can see all of my social media links down in the description. I would like to let you guys know that starting on August 16th, I will be uploading every single day to YouTube until the very end of the year. Hold me to it, because it's not going to be easy for me. I've been very inactive throughout the year of 2021, but I want to get back into it. So starting August 16th, it's every single day. I'm going to sprinkle a video or 2 until then, but that's when the grind really begins. Thank you guys so much for watching. Drop a like, subscribe to the channel if you are new, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace out.